Coach Keels, you mentioned that you and Evan have kind of a system of nonverbal communication, but you did say that one of the first road trips he went on as a ninth grader, you guys went down to Lee Central and was a long game, and you weren't sure if you were going to get to eat. And tell me about what Evan said.
Yeah, the facial expressions is hard to explain. It's just kind of we look at each other and how we roll our eyes and how we look, and it's a way of communicating. But he's a man of few words. What I was telling everybody, and one time JV's had a doubleheader at Lee Central. This was when he was in the ninth grade, early in the season, and he hadn't gotten moved up to varsity yet. And I thought he might move up to varsity, so I didn't waste his games. You can only play 20 games a year. So I said, Evan, you're going to go with the JVs tomorrow. I said, but you might not play. I said, the only way you're going to play is if they either beat us the first game or it's close, and I feel like we need you to pitch to beat them. I said, I've never played against Lee Central. So we go down there, and Lee Central was not really good. I knew when I was watching warm up that Evan wasn't going to play that day, but we beat them like 20-0. But normally parents would have a meal for us when we go on the road, but I forgot. I got miscommunication. We didn't have anything to eat. We didn't have time to stop because it was such a long trip. We played at doubleheader started at 5. So I think Evan had eaten lunch about 11 o'clock. So first game started at 5. It lasted like 2 hours. And he hadn't eaten in like 8 hours. He hadn't said a word the whole day. I made him sit beside me in the dugout, keep a scorebook. I was teaching him how to keep a scorebook. All he was doing was nodding his head. And he looked up out of the blue and he said, gosh, I wish I could do that sign. I didn't know if he was talking about a sign in the dugout or a sign on the press box. I said, what are you talking about, son? He pointed like he was pointing at a star in the sky, and there was a sign right off the interstate near Bishopville that said EAT, E-A-T. It was in big lit-up letters, and it was like a truck stop or something. And I said, what are you talking about? He said, I'm hungry, Coach. I'm so hungry, or something like that. But the way he said it is typical of that's probably one of the first things I'd ever heard him say. So anyway, we always joke about that day. The only thing they had on the bus was a canned drink, Mountain Dew. So we joke about, I got you a good meal, and he always says, you got me a Mountain Dew? We always joke about the Mountain Dew being a meal. So anyway, that was the story.